Hello everybody and welcome to Young Hero Rants, the show in which I rant about whatever aspect of the world is annoying me lately. I'm your host, ThatKidDouglas, aka the Young Hero, and in honor of Doctor Strange releasing today, I thought I would revisit the internet's #1 DC fanboy, Future XMD Comic Zone. Now, we all know that Suicide Squad was about as disappointing as receiving socks and underwear for Christmas. And very much like Batman v Superman, it was a convoluted mess, and the review scores reflect that. To say Suicide Squad was panned by critics would be the understatement of the year. And one of those critics that gave the film a negative review was Grace Randolph from Beyond the Trailer, who has become notorious throughout the film community for her controversial opinions when it comes to certain comic book movies. She liked Batman v Superman, but she didn't like Suicide Squad. And needless to say, Andre didn't really take it too well. So, without any further ado, let's hear what he really has to say. Roll the footage.
1. Chris Nolan is a fucking hack. A horrible, shitty director. Non-CBM, CBM, or otherwise. He's a wannabe Michael Mann Kubrick and fails badly and is shittily pretentious and horrible.
Two things. One, what the hell does Christopher Nolan have to do with this video? I thought this was a video about Zack Snyder and Grace Randolph, and you started off by talking about Christopher Nolan. Now, this is a common thing for Andre to do. No matter what video it is, he has to sneak in one mention of Christopher Nolan, because he has such a hate boner for the man that it's honestly unbelievable. And two, could you at least turn off your TV when you're doing these videos? The background images are incredibly distracting and pull the focus away from what you're actually trying to say. Not that it has much worth to begin with. Now, I understand you have to pump out a video every single day praising everything DC does while saying, Marvel sucks! But come on, there's practically no excuse for this. This is basic presentation 101.
Zack Snyder is a master filmmaker, CBM, otherwise. And number 3, Grace Randolph is a fucking bipolar hack. She has a different opinion which way to Sunday.
You do realize that just because somebody likes one film in a franchise doesn't mean they're gonna like all the films in a franchise. Grace liked Batman v Superman, but didn't like Suicide Squad. So of course she's gonna have a different opinion because she liked one thing and didn't like another. That's not her being a bipolar hack. That's just her having a difference of opinion. That's just her conveying to the audience what movies are good and what movies are bad, which is the job of a film critic. If you spent more time respecting other people's opinions instead of just bashing critics because they have a different opinion than you, then you would be a lot more respected on YouTube. Just saying.
First she praises Batman v Superman, yet talks shit about Zack Snyder. Now she's sitting on Suicide Squad. The bitch got fired from Marvel. So then she I don't know why, if you're fired from Marvel, she tries to suck Marvel's dick so much.
First of all, Grace was not talking shit about Zack Snyder. She said that he was not the best person to lead the DC Cinematic Universe, and that his vision was not the one Warner Brothers should have gone with. That's not her talking shit, that's just her giving her honest opinion. And like I said before, her praising Batman v Superman, yet not liking Suicide Squad, is also a difference in opinion. And you bring up the fact that she was fired by Marvel and you say, oh, she sucks Marvel's dick all the time. No she doesn't. If you watch any of Grace's videos, and I should know this because I'm subscribed to her, she's highly critical of Marvel. All the time. This is the person that didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy or Avengers Age of Ultron. She was the one that started, oh, critics are being paid by Marvel and Disney. And she's the one that tried to start this fake controversy that Doctor Strange was somehow ripping off Inception because the posters look similar. This is the same Grace Randolph we're talking about, right? Yet you're trying to say that she's a Marvel shill? Could it kill you, Andre, to do a little bit more research before you say stupid shit like this? Ugh.
Then she tried to jump on the DC side, and then she talks shit about Zack Snyder. Bitch, make up your mind. Make up your mind. First of all, no wonder you were fired. I don't know why you're trying to trash Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder wouldn't hire you for shit anyway.
Oh, the sweet irony. When she was praising Batman v Superman, she was a reliable critic. She knew what she was talking about. She owned all of those moron critics like John Campea, Christian Harloff, John Schnepp, and Andy Signor. Right? Oh, but the minute she doesn't like Suicide Squad, all of a sudden she's a Marvel shill and a bipolar hack. You accuse her of flip-flopping, yet you're the biggest flip-flopper I've ever seen. I mean, seriously, make up your mind, Andre. Is she a reliable critic, or is she a bipolar hack? You can't just flip-flop depending on whether or not she likes or doesn't like a DC movie. You flip-flop harder than a fish out of water. And rest assured, my fine friends, if Grace likes either Wonder Woman or Justice League, Andre is going to come back out on camera and say she's a reliable critic and say that she's awesome again. Rest assured, he is going to do it. Bet on it.
Unlike you, Zack Snyder's not a hack. Grace Randolph, you're a fucking hack. But yes, like I said, the most overrated, shittiest director of all time, Chris Nolan, he started a bad trend that's dying now. He misinformed a whole bunch of people about Batman.
Oh dear God, you're talking about Christopher Nolan again? Jesus Christ, Andre, would it kill you to stay on topic, please? And furthermore, how did Christopher Nolan misinform people about Batman? Batman is dark. He's a creature of the night. He preys on criminals. That's exactly what Batman is. And if you've watched the Dark Knight trilogy, and I have, and it's a great trilogy, by the way, he perfectly represented what the Batman character is. You can't say that he didn't represent it. At this point, it's honestly just like you're using your hate boner for Christopher Nolan to say really stupid shit that doesn't even make any sense and, ironically, is misinforming people.
Stupid, ignorant morons think, a lot of stupid, ignorant morons think that Chris Nolan's shitty entire garbage trilogy thinks that's the way Batman is supposed to be. But thank God for Zack Snyder and the DCU for cleaning his garbage, his turd buckets away, and now we have the real DCU in effect. And Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, and Suicide Squad.
Zack Snyder portrayed Batman correctly, just like Christopher Nolan did. But that doesn't matter to you, as you have a hard-on for anything Zack Snyder does, and you hate Christopher Nolan with a burning passion. And really, your statements don't really make sense for two reasons. One, without Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, we might not even have a DC universe at all. And two, you do realize that Christopher Nolan not only conceived the story, but produced Man of Steel? So, you're bashing the guy that helped usher in the cinematic universe that you're praising right now. My God, your stupidity knows no bounds.
So, Grace Randolph, shut the fuck up. You flip-flop more than Donald Trump. You have no fucking credibility. You're just trying to appease people to get more hits.
So Grace Randolph is a horrible person because she didn't like something you like? Oh my God, the world really is ending. Because apparently, it's the worst thing in the world for somebody to have a differing opinion on a movie because, according to you, opinions don't exist. That makes sense. Please, somebody get this guy on a cringe compilation right away, because I think he's more than deserving of it at this point.
I hate motherfuckers who flip-flop and change their opinions to get more hits. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Fuck Rotten Tomatoes. Chris Nolan is a shitty, shitty, horrible director with his sepia brown tones.
You mean the same ones that Batman v Superman had? But it's okay because Zack Snyder directed it.
This is my face when I'm watching a Zack Snyder movie. This is my face attempting to watch a Chris Nolan movie. Yes. His movies are garbage, trash. The most overrated piece of shit director in Hollywood. I'm serious, he's garbage. There's nothing special about any of his movies. If you've seen a Michael Mann movie, you've seen a fucking Chris Nolan movie.
Are you ever going to elaborate on why Christopher Nolan is quote-unquote such an overrated director? No? Well, that's not surprising, because I shouldn't be expecting that from you, because you're future XMD Comic Zone, the dumbest comic book fanboy on the internet.
No big special about him. He sucks, he's garbage, horrible, shitty, pretentious director. Zack Snyder's films actually have intelligence, and they feel like 110% comic book.
Did you watch Batman v Superman? Because I did, along with my best friend Eric. And we didn't come out of the movie saying, wow, that was super intelligent. We came out of it saying, wow, that was a disappointed, convoluted mess.
The reason the DCU was stalled for 20 years is because of that asshole Nolan. Because he wanted everything realistic. So, good riddance, Chris Nolan, you're an asshole. Thank you, Zack Snyder. Thank you, David Ayer. Thank you, WB. Thank you, DCU. Best director in Hollywood, comic book movie or otherwise, Zack Snyder. Fuck what you heard, and fuck you, Grace Randolph, you're an idiot. DC out.
People like you make comic book fans look terrible. You make comic book fans look like a bunch of petulant children. You have to understand this, and I know you don't want to hear it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You have to understand that not everybody's gonna like what you like, and that's okay. Making videos, throwing hissy fits because people didn't like what you like is utterly ridiculous. It makes you look like an incredibly immature comic book fanboy that has lost grasp of reality. And the fact of the matter is, you are such a corporate PR mouthpiece for DC that you've lost all touch on reality. These are just movies, man. These are made for entertainment, and nothing more than that. Warner Brothers doesn't care about you. DC doesn't care about you. Time Warner doesn't care about you. And their soon-to-be owners, AT&T, don't care about you. They don't know you exist. So why are you wasting your time shilling for these companies so hard when all they want is your goddamn money? It just doesn't make any sense. And if you really want to be a corporate PR mouthpiece, just go work for DC or Warner Brothers. But that would actually require effort. And you don't want to do it because that would be too hard. Jesus Christ. If you keep on with this kind of behavior, you're gonna either end up on ED or a cringe compilation. And trust me, those are two things you do not want to end up on. Because all you're doing is making yourself look like a jackass, and you're just embarrassing yourself. Straight up. Anyways, this is ThatKidDouglas, aka the End Hero, signing out. Deuces. Stay frosty and keep it weird. Cue an outro sequence now.